So, hope you all are fine and good. Last section we saw about the employee selection process. I think you just saw the YouTube video on this, chapter 11. So, we saw the first section, the part 1 was about employee selection process, like how the employees were selected in a company, and after which we just saw the definitions, then we just went with the steps in employee selection process. So we started with the application blank. So with application blank, then we just went with the types of selection tests like aptitude test and personality test, isn't it? So next we just went with the so after completing the types, we have different types in aptitude and the achievement test. So after that, we just went with the intelligence test, judgment test. Then the next part was personality test. So these all will come under one topic. Okay, so within the first point you have all this together. See the first point, which is application blank. With that you have all these topics under that. Okay, so the next topic that we have is the interview. Okay, see, interview. We started the second part with the interview portion, isn't it? So we came to know like what is interview, what are the different types of interviews that we have in a company. Then we just went with the after video conferencing interview, physical examinations of medical examination, the last part reference check, approval by higher authority, final selection, contract of employment. So after all this, so still here we have stopped. So now we have to go to the next topic, which is factors influencing the selection process. Okay, so what are the factors that influences this? What are the factors that influences the selection process? So let's see that. The first one is nature of post, isn't it? This is all we saw yesterday. Number of candidates. So just we went with the selection policy, cost factor, budgets, and so on, isn't it? So this is all I have explained you. So now today the topic that we are going to see is importance of selection. So what are the importance in selection? Let's see that. So the good talent, isn't it? So good talent means what? Proper selection system enables the organizations to appoint talented persons for various activities and thereby leading to improved productivity and profitability of the organization. It means what? So when you do a proper kind of selection, when you select a candidate properly, what happens is you have been able to identify the good talented one, isn't it? So you have why they have kept so many steps when you just do an interview. The reason is they want to identify, they want to filter the best candidates among all the employees, and then they want to just place them for the work, isn't it? So that is what. See, they are able to produce more, even they are able to give good productivity, and even the profitability will also increase because of that particular candidate. So for that reason only they identify a good talented employees. Okay, the next one is better efficiency. What is better efficiency? Selection of right persons to the right job is sure to produce better quality of work. I think you understand this line, isn't it? Because everyone is different with their talent. So each child has a different kind of nature, isn't it? Every child has a different kind of, they will have a plus, and even they will have minus. Few child will, no, some child will write very nicely, very neatly. Some kid would write, they have a very other talented, like they will draw, they will dance, and so on, isn't it? Like same way, when you just check for the candidates for a selection process, in that case also, even each and every candidate will be different. The characters will have, they will have a different kind of characters. So it is not required that everyone is talented in one particular field. Yes, so for that reason we must check whether they are more efficient in that particular work which they are going to do. So then we must place them for the job. So if that is going to work out, then for sure This may facilitate the faster achievement of objectives. What happens if we are interested in drawing? When we draw, we feel that it is very happy, isn't it? So that work will become very easier for me, yes or not? So when you like something, when you do something, so if you just do that particular job, you'll be very happy. Yes, you'll enjoy the job. It is not that a difficulty you face, but you start enjoying your job. Yes, so you start loving your job. So that is what which happens here. So when you select the right person for the right job, they enjoy it and they do it, which will make their work very easy, and moreover the productivity also increases. Okay, this will help in greater measure to tone up the overall efficiency of organization. So what this will do, this will actually help them in greater measures. It means it will help them to give good measure to turn up the overall efficiency of the organization. Means it will help them to find out a good efficiency, and it will even give a better efficiency to the organization. Reduced cost of training and development. What is reduced cost of training and development? It means when you select a proper person for a proper job, okay, so here it is very easy for that candidate to do the job. So in that case, what happens is, okay, so the training, even it will even reduce the cost of training. If a person is already skilled in that particular field, you no need to go for a training, give training continuously and all, isn't it? So your cost is going to get saved for that reason. Yes, so that is what. See, better selection of candidates definitely reduces the cost of training, because the qualified personnel have better grasping power. If they select a suitable candidates for suitable job, they can easily understand the techniques of the work better in quick time. Besides, the organization can develop different training programs for different persons on the basis of their individual differences, thus reducing the time and cost of training considerably. Yes, this is one of the most important thing. See this point, when you feel a job is very easy for you, when you feel that, for example, you love to dance and you want to become a dancer, okay, or you love teaching and you want to become a teacher. So when you like a profession and when you just get into the profession, definitely it is not required that you need a training at every part of time. Yes, so that is what we call it as, it will reduce, of course it will, what will happen because of this, it will reduce the training, the cost of training and all. So here what happens is, the cost is getting minimized and the profit is going to get maximized, and we are going to use the candidate in a more effective and useful way. Okay, that is what. See the next point now. So still this is reduced cost of training, and the next one is reduced turnover. What is reduced turnover? Proper selection of candidates contributes to low labor turnovers, and this will in turn help the organization to minimize recruitment cost. What is that? See, if for example a person is very much interested in accounting, and if a work is given to him on that particular base, even though if a candidate, if they have a less number of employees in that particular department, they'll be able to manage with a few itself. The reason is, all the for example, five employees are required in a team, okay, but you have 4 members already. All the 4 members are they all are interested candidates, and they are very much keen about accounting. So here what happens is, without just selecting a new person for the job, even they can manage among themselves without even replacing one more person. So that is what they're able to give more result, they're able to do the work also more, the turnover also they can give more, they can even give the productivity more, they can even increase the productivity very easily. And where when there is a requirement for employees also, they can manage. So this what happens is, because of this, the cost, in spite of a job which is done by 5 members, if it is done by 4 members, it means that you are saving the cost, isn't it? So your cost is going to get minimized over here. That is what the reduced turnover. Next one is job motivation. If the right person is selected for the right job, it tends to motivate the person to work more effectively and efficiently. They feel their skills are properly used, and they tend to contribute more attention to the job. So here what happens? If a proper person is selected, if the right candidate is selected for the right job, it what actually happens? This will help them to even motivate the people who are working there, isn't it? It will motivate the person to work more effectively and efficiently. What will happen? For example, if I love painting and if I get selected for that particular job, or if I love photography and if I'm going to get placed for that particular job, maybe wildlife photography, I love it more and more. So in that case, what will, if I get selected for taking photography, then for sure I will have a passion, isn't it? Maybe my earning will differ, but though I'll be very happy with my work because I love that, isn't it? That is what. So it tends to motivate the person to work more and more effectively. So since the job which is given to them, this job which is assigned to them, they love the job, so they're able to give more result in that. Okay, they even give more effectively and even they give more efficiently also. They feel that the skills are properly used, and they tend to contribute more attention to the job. It means they even feel that the skill of the talent of that particular person is actually, it is properly used. It is used in a proper way, and even they tend to contribute more attention. Even what do? They even give more attention towards the job also. Okay. Other benefits. Proper selection of candidates reduces absenteeism. So when you select the candidate for the right job, when you love a job, for definitely you won't take more absenteeism, isn't it? You won't take much of absenteeism. Like in case if you don't, if you just feel that it is not required, so the absenteeism also will get reduced because of this. They would pay better attention to their jobs and take safety precautions on their own accord, and would minimize the occurrence of workplace accidents. So if any issues are going to come, what will happen? Since they love the job more, so automatically even they will itself solve the issues, and even they will just do the job and they'll continue their work. So that is what the other benefits. Okay. So next part is selection differences from recruitment. What are the different selections and how is it different from the recruitment? Let's see. Recruitment and selection plays a vital role in the human resource management. So both the recruitment and the selection, actually it plays a very important role in a human resource management. Okay. What is that role? Let's see. These are the two sides of the same coin, but there exist some differences between the two. See, recruitment is not different or selection is not different, isn't it? Students, what is recruitment actually? Recruitment means, giving, you have an opportunity for a job, and you give that opportunity for the people to apply for the job. So you're going to show the vacancies, and you're going to invite the candidates for applying for the job. Selection means what? Placing the right candidate for the right job, isn't it? So both are like almost the same, isn't it? That is why these terms are called as the two parts, the two sides of a single coin. That is what, without recruitment, selection is not there. Without selection, recruitment also is not there. So that is what. So see, there exist some differences between the two, and the difference have been highlighted and the exhibit is given below. So what are the differences among these two? With the recruitment and selection, what are the differences that we can find? Let's see what it is. Okay. So the first point is meaning. Recruitment is an activity of searching candidates and encouraging them to apply for it. Yes, of course, I told you, right? So recruitment means you will select the candidates for the vacancies that you have in a company. Okay. But selection, what is selection? Selection refers to the process of selecting the suitable candidates and offering them a job. So they will select the correct person for the job, and then they will place them for it. That is what. Okay. So the next one is approach. What are the approaches that we have? Approach under recruitment is positive one. Yes, approach under selection is negative one. Of course, approach, when you see in a recruitment, it is only a positive one, but in a approach under selection, it is only a negative. Okay, so here it will be a positive approach, here it will be a negative approach. Inviting large number of candidates to apply for the vacant post, isn't it? If there one post is there, it will not be given for one particular person, right? So many candidates will be shortlisted for that particular post. So they will check which candidate is best, and among them they will select. So here selection means it is picking up the most suitable candidate and eliminating the rest. So what they will do here, they will select the best candidate who suits the job. Okay, that is selection. Objective. So see, the sequence will be the first one. Here the sequence will be the second one, because why means recruitment only is the first stage, isn't it? So the next stage is what? Second stage only is the selection. Method. It is an economical method. Here it is an expensive method. Why? Economical method means, of course, when you have a job vacancy in a company, then it is, of course, it is economical method, isn't it? So that is why it is economical. Here it is expensive because after getting selected, after the person is getting selected, they will give so much of training and so on. So here it is very expensive, because see, when you are just going to select a candidate, you are going to place them on the job, then that is not a problem. It is very easy. But you are going to select the best candidate among the 100. It means it is going to be a little tough, and the process also will be more, isn't it? So for that reason, it is more expensive. Okay. Contractual relation. It involves the communication of vacancies and no relation is established. Okay, no contractual relation is established, of course. So here the communication of vacancies, maybe they will you already learned different ways of giving interview, that is by recruitment, isn't it? So we have seen on the job, off the job, and so on, isn't it? So like same way, like different ways are there. See, it involves a communication of vacancies. So based on the vacancies, you will get the communication, and you don't have any kind of contract and all for this selecting the recruitment, for doing the recruitment. But for selection, what do you have? It creates contractual relation between the employer and the employee after getting the job, for sure. In majority of the cases, they will go for signing a contract. Okay, so that is in the case of a selection. Recruitment process is very simple, isn't it? Here the selection process is very complex and complicated. Yeah, of course. It's very simple in the case of recruitment, because you're going to just recruit a candidate. You're going to what do you say? You're going to find out which candidate is suitable for the job. You're going to just find out that. Selection means you're going to select a candidate. That is what. Okay, so it will be very little more complex, because you need to find out what is the real potential of a candidate, and then you must place them. That is what. So last point is requires less time, since it merely involves just identifying vacancies and advertising them. Hence less time is required. See, when they find out that there is some vacancy, very short time they place another candidate for that job. So it takes very little time. Here it consumes, so here it consumes more time. The reason is because so much process is involved in interview process, and after completing the interview only, what will happen? They will select the candidate, right? So it takes more time. See, it is more consuming, as each and every candidate has to be tested on various aspects before selecting the candidates. Hence more time is required. Okay, so what is placement? So this is the how to say, the first stage is, we can say, recruitment. Next stage we can say selection, and the third stage that we can say is placement. Placement means where the candidate is going to do the job. That is what placement. Okay, introduction on placement is an important human resource activity. After a candidate has been selected, he or she should be placed on a particular job. In fact, the placement signifies placing the right person on the right job in a good manner. The term placement includes initial assignment of new employees and promotions, transfer or demotion of present employees. This I already told. This all we have discussed, isn't it? So we have seen an internal kind of selection process. We have seen the internal interviews. Within that we saw within the organization, these are the way like how the interview will take place. Okay, the selection take place. See, the placement is the third place, as I told you, the third case. After the employee gets selected, they will go for a work, isn't it? So the workplace and everything will be given to them. So that is what. See, he or should be placed on a particular job. So which job he is going to get placed, that is called as a placement. For example, a candidate may come for maybe a new fresher, a degree holder. He does not have any experience. Okay, so the first time when he applies for the job, what they will do is they will identify the talent in that particular candidate, and based on his talent they will place him for a job. So that is what the stage. So in fact, placement signifies placing the right person on the right job in a good manner. So it means, so they will place the correct person for the correct job and in a very good manner. That is what. The term placement includes initial assignment of new employees and promotions, transfer or demotion of present employees. It means the people who are going to go for an internal kind of recruitment. We saw internal and external recruitment, isn't it? So internal, when the internal kind of employment is going to get created, so how they will do it, we already saw in this in the previous chapters. Yes, so we saw promotion, transfer, demotion and all in that only. So when a person is going to get selected from within the organization, at that time these kind of things will happen. So when that person moves from that position to some other position, automatically that position will be vacant, isn't it? His position will be vacant. So that vacancy will be fulfilled by another candidate. So that is what is called as a placement. The process of placing the right man on the right job is called as placement. Can you see? This is what you must write for the answer, short answer. It is a process of placing the right man. It means the correct person we must select and the correct person we must place him for the job, and that is called as a placement. In other words, placement. So, in other words, placement is the process of assigning a specific job to each and every candidate selected. Yes, so it means it is also called as, it is also assigned for a specific job. They even assign a person. Assign means giving a job to one person, just making that person to do the job to each and every candidate selected. So that is what. Okay, this is called as what? Placement. Okay. See, according to Dale Yoder, placement may be defined as the determination of the job to which an accepted candidate is to be assigned and his assignment to that job. So here this definition, this is actually a definition. In exam, when you are asked to write what is placement, you must write this point. The process of placing the right man on the right job is called placement. Okay, definition is different. When you ask for a definition, then you must write, according to Dale Yoder, placement may be defined as, like how it is in your textbook, like same way you must write in your exam also. Only then you will get your marks. Okay. See, significance of placement. The last topic that we have is the significance of placement. Okay, so let's see this now. So actually this is very small topic. Okay, one more last ending. This is the second last of this lesson. So significance of placement, only a few points are there. Let's see. It improves the employee morale, of course, isn't it? So it will increase the morale. Morale means it will even motivate the employees. Okay, their inner what to say, it will encourage them. That is the first one. It helps in reducing employee turnover. Of course, Though already I told you, in spite of giving 5 members for a particular team, if you just give four also, if they are well efficient, it is easy for them to run ISET, isn't it, that department? So that is called as, even with a reduced employee, they are able to do a good turnover. It helps in reducing conflict rates or accident. It means even it reduces the conflict rates or accident. It means even it will reduce the conflicts in prices and even in accidents. Okay, so even it will, if any problem is going to come, even the prices as well as if any problem is going to arise, that will get managed by these people itself. It avoids misfit between the candidates and the jobs. So it will even avoid, if when a placement is done, and even it will avoid them in finding out if that particular job, the right candidate for the right job is given in placement. It helps the candidate to work as per the predetermined objective of the organization. Predetermined means already a goal is determined in every organization, isn't it? That we would have learnt in the first lesson, isn't it? Setting up of a goal, determining the goal. That is the first one, isn't it? So, first, every candidate, when you get placed into a company, so what is their goal? Like how we must do the job. So that will be already told to them. The determined objective will be explained to them. So they have to work according to that. Okay. So the next 2 points are, it involves assigning a specific rank and responsibilities to an individual. So what will it do? It will even assign the job. It will even involve in assigning a specific rank. Even the ranks are given and the responsibilities and even to the individuals are given based on their efficiency and based on their skills or experience also. Okay. It helps to avoid short-term staff shortage. So even because of lesson, what will happen if a person, if one candidate, if a single employee or a two candidate employees are not there in a department, so what will happen? Because of placement, it will fulfill that particular vacancy, and what happens? It will, even the workload will be reduced for the other teammates. Okay, that is what. So the last topic is principles of placement. What are the different principles that we have it in placement? Let's see. The job first and man next. It means, first of all, they need a job, and then only what? Then only they need what? The people in the organization, isn't it? See, the man should be placed on the job according to the requirement of the job, and there is no compromise on the requirements or qualifications of the man with respect to the job. Job first and man next should be principles of the placement. It means what? When a job is there, when a vacancy is there, first of all, they must try to fulfill that vacancy, and then you must see whether that person is qualified. See, when you select a candidate for a job, you will not know whether that candidate is going to fulfill that particular requirement completely at a full-fledged or not, isn't it? So first of all, when you just put them in a job, you will not, some cases you will not be able to predict if they are a fresher or not. So at that case, what they will do is, first of all, they will place that employee, and after that, what they will do, they will check whether that employee is suitable, and if it is not suitable, they will just transfer that employee for some other team. Okay, that is what. So first they will give a job, and then they will, what they will do, they will they will just move the person according to the work. See, job offer. The job should be offered to the man based on his qualification. Yeah, if a technical work is the vacancy for a technician is available, then only a person who has a technical knowledge only would be able to apply for the job, isn't it? So the qualification also is one of the basic thing. So if you don't have the qualification for that, you can't get selected for the job. That is the second one. Qualification, they will check for sure. That is the second one. The third one is terms and conditions. The employee should be made conversant with the conditions and culture and prevailing in the organization and all those things relating to the job. It means, so see, The employee should be made conversant with the conditions and culture prevailing in the organization. First of all, he must be conveyed. We must, before he joins a company, he must just to know what kind of environment he is going to do the job. Okay, first he must get convinced. First of all, he must get convinced like how he is going to do his job and where he is going to do the job and everything. So and then later on only he will get the job. Okay, because that is very essential, right? A person, a candidate, after getting selected, he must know where he is going to do the job and what kind of environment he is going to work for. Okay, that is very essential. The next point is aware about the penalties. It means, so the employee should also be made aware of the penalties if he or she commits a wrong or lapse. So if you are going to do some mistake in case, so what will be your penalty? What will be your fine? So what you must do for that? That should also be informed to the candidate as early as if they get placed. Okay, that everything do's and don'ts must be explained very clearly to them. Okay, the last one is loyalty and cooperation. When placing new recruit on the job, an effort should be made to develop a sense of loyalty and cooperation in them. So we must develop when a new employee comes to an organization. I already explained to you in the previous topics, like when you get a new job, I already told you, you will not, even though if you are a fresher, they will give you different trainings and all. I told you, right? By maybe you are a fresher for the first day, but after 2 years you will not be a fresher, right? Because they give various level of training. Okay, so which will improve your your capacity, your ability, and your potential will get developed. Okay, that is what. So that sense of loyalty and your cooperation will automatically get increased and it will be improved day by day, so that he or she may realize his or her responsibilities and better towards the job and the organization. So slowly, the first day of your joining, you will not know your job seriousness. But when slowly, when you get involved into your job, so you will know what are the do's and don'ts, and you will get to know about the seriousness of your job. Okay, that is what. The placement is not an easy process. It is very difficult for a new employee who cannot be expected to be not familiar with the job and environment. When you just do a placement, you don't think the HR department just plays a very easy role. No. So if they, when they're doing the placement, it is very crucial for them. They must check and they must place the correct person for the job. If they don't do it, it is going to be very tough time for them. The reason is the problem, so many problems will arise in the organization and which will lead to so many changes. So that is very essential. So that is a basic step, isn't it? So selection is a basic step for that. So they must do it very carefully. For this reason, the employee is generally put on a probation or trial period ranging from 1 year to 2 years. After completion of the probation, if the employee is going to do the job nicely, if the employee shows a better performance, he or she is confirmed at the job as a regular employee of the organization. Even though if you are a fresher or even though if you are an experienced person, okay, you are going to be a new employee for the company. So what they will do is, first they will check whether we are suitable for the company or not. For that reason only we have this probation period. So if we are suitable, then we can just slowly they'll find out whether we are suitable for the job, and then when if we are suitable, after that they will confirm the vacancy for us. If it is not suitable, then we will change the work for us and will be shifted to some other department. So that is what is the work, isn't it? So these are the main principles of placement. Okay, so still here this lesson gets over. Students, please read your text line by line. Okay, so please read each and every sentence, each and every line, and understand the concepts, and then you just learn the questions. So when you just learn the questions, identify like for what reason that question is given, and based on that you learn. It will be easy for you to remember the points. Okay, so be safe, take care. Okay, and meet you in the next section. Thank you, students.